These pearls of wisdom are brought to you by Carl Johnson and members of the Oyster Bay Church of Christ, located at 1044 Shadeville Road, which is 4 miles east of Crawfordville, Florida.
Counting Coup. It is said that during the Battle of Little Big Horn, a warrior named Yellow Nose counted coup on one of General George Custer's cavalry soldiers. The word coup means to hit or strike, and it refers to a custom of the Plains Indians of North America. Warriors won prestige by acts of bravery in the face of the enemy, and these acts could be remembered by retelling in stories, or notches made on a coup stick, or even feathers in a headdress. The most prestigious of these acts was to get very close to your enemy and touch him with your hand or with a coup stick. It wasn't necessary to harm the enemy, but it demonstrated courage and let the enemy know that he could have been harmed. There was great danger because the enemy might respond with full force. Yellow Nose saw a soldier riding toward him with a flagstaff in his hand. And the story goes that having spent all of his bullets, he was going to use the flagstaff as a spear. Yellow Nose grabbed the flag, turned it toward the soldier, and tapped him with it. He had counted coup on the soldier with his own flag. There's a saying that discretion is a better part of valor. While warriors reveled in telling this story, we don't know how many others may have died attempting this glorified game of tag during a bloody conflict. In other words, be brave, but be careful. Sometimes warriors confuse rashness with bravery, and sadly, the results were fatal. God's people have also been guilty of the same kind of mistake. Since the fall of man, many have found it exciting to see just how close they can get to tag the great enemy, Satan, while confidently expecting to escape from him unharmed. A classic example of this principle is seen in the book of Genesis. In Genesis chapter 13, Lot pitched his tent toward the wicked city of Sodom. He wasn't in the city, but he was close to it and facing it. In chapter 14, Lot had moved into the city, and by chapter 19, he's a well-known resident of that city. Because of the unspeakable perversions practiced by the inhabitants of that city, God decided to destroy both Sodom and Gomorrah with fire and brimstone. Lot escaped Sodom, but sadly lost his wife. Lot's 2 daughters also escaped with him, but they too had been corrupted by Sodom's obscenity and its filthy ways. Lot had nothing but heartbreak and grief because of his years spent in Sodom. Lot managed to leave Sodom with his righteousness intact, but oh, the collateral damage he suffered. And the same is true for us today. We may choose to live close to evil, being near it, but not quite in it. But we will not escape untarnished. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 2 tells us to abstain from all appearance of evil. And the Apostle Paul warns us to come out from among them and touch not the unclean thing, because no one counts coup on Satan and escapes unharmed.
If you enjoyed today's Pearls of Wisdom and would like to hear more, just go to our website, oysterbaychurchofchrist.org, or visit us in person at 1044 Shadeville Road. Our worship services are at 10 a.m. Sunday morning and 1:30 p.m. Sunday afternoon. These Pearls of Wisdom are brought to you by Carl Johnson and members of the Oyster Bay Church of Christ, located at 1044 Shadeville Road, which is 4 miles east of Crawfordville, Florida.